I wanted to take a second to point out something that I'd say most of you have probably seen, but maybe never paid much thought to or really noticed. So, if you're ever walking around and you notice these leaves that'll have these little squiggly line trails in them and wonder what causes that, so it's actually a leaf miner. So basically, it's a tiny insect. Usually, it's either a moth, so basically a caterpillar, or a fly, but sometimes I think there are a few beetles as well. And what they do is this one would have started the as an egg right there, and it feeds inside the leaf, so in between the layers of the leaf itself. So that's how tiny these guys are. So you can see the trail goes through, goes this way. He gets close to the vein, comes up, moves out here, and you can see it's getting wider as he's getting bigger. You can see the black dots that are in the center. That's his poop. So it keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, gets bigger and bigger and bigger, keeps going, and then finally at the very end, you can see where he pupated inside and actually exited out of the leaf right there. So he may have pupated inside the leaf and then came out and hatched or closed right there, or maybe he dropped down to the ground. Different species are different. So the neat thing is this one's on a grape leaf, but there are literally, I mean, probably tens of thousands of different types of leaf miner, and pretty much every leaf miner uses a different plant. There is some overlap, but most of the time it's they'll have one preferred host species, and so that one's on grape, and by the shape of that trail, and by the way the frass is laid down inside of it, you can usually identify it down to the species. So let me see. I'll just take a couple more steps over here and see if I can't find another example of maybe a different species of leaf miner. So I see more grape here. Oh, here. So here's a tulip poplar. Same kind of a thing. You can see a leaf miner went in somewhere in there and creates these long, elaborate trails. So there's one that specializes on tulip poplar. And if I can find out what these are, I'll actually post up like a picture of the what the identification characteristics are. So they can have those trails, or like these can be they can be a blotch as well. So maybe it's not a long squiggly line like here on this. I think this might be a goldenrod. So you can see here there's some squiggly line leaf miners inside of there, but there's also on the side over here, that's a blotch mine. So that's probably a different species that feeds in a, instead of a straight wiggly line pattern, like, come here, you. Instead of a straight wiggly line like you see on this leaf right here, it's more of a blotchiness. Like it just feeds in one area and just keeps getting wider.